OK, well, the question now is, what next for Canelo? Who next for Canelo?
I think there's a couple of light heavyweights he might fancy, including Artur Beterbiev. But I'll throw this out there. He might be looking at the cruiserweights to do something that's never been done before. He might go up another 10 or 12 pounds because he can do it, because these fans will love it.
Well, he has cemented himself as the best on the planet as of now. What a night, what a performance. Back to you.
As good as he is, he's a human being, and that seems to me to be a real reach into a different universe at cruiserweight against a man of... No, it can't.
Well, I'd take a Briedis fight over Beterbiev at light heavyweight. I think he's a better chance. Briedis is an amazing fighter, by the way, but I think he's a better chance of beating someone like Briedis than he does Beterbiev. I'm saying stay away from him. Like, he's Canelo, he's an unbelievable fighter, but Beterbiev, I think, would just be a step too far, personally.
I asked Joe earlier for your final assessment of where he stands on the basis of what we've seen tonight. Now your turn, David.
I think tonight just showed how great he is. The fact that he could be, you know, it looked from our point of view like he was struggling, but was he struggling? Did it go exactly to plan? I don't know. He took him out in round 11, which on paper seems like a very good victory. But, you know, talking about going up to cruiserweight, you know, Roy Jones went up to heavyweight and won a heavyweight title from John Mairis. So he was originally a middleweight. So anything's possible. He seems that good that he could go up there and do the unthinkable, fight cruiserweights. You know, the heavyweights, the modern day heavyweight's too big, but a cruiserweight, you know, 200 pounds, I think it's possible. He's that good that he can do strategic
even given his stature.
Even given his stature, he can.
5'8", or actually they called him 5'7.5" tonight.
Yeah, he's that good. He could do something crazy like that for sure.
The chin, though, Dempo, he's got the chin to do it. I think, and he backs himself as well, and he can. I think he can take shots off most of the guys, light heavyweights and cruiserweights. But again, we've talked about Beterbiev. He's a dangerous man, and I'd say as a light heavyweight, he punches heavier than any of the cruiserweights. So I think I would bypass him and go straight to the cruiser.
The great thing about winning all the time is you do get the opportunity to choose a little bit more. Are we any the wiser? You know, we started by you revised with us all the homework you guys did before going in against him. Have we learned anything more about any little chink in his armour or where he could be exposed by somebody? You know, we've seen giants fall many times. There may be a day when he's going to lose a big one again.
Well, I don't see it happening too near in the future. He's performing, he's delivering, he's entertaining, and you know, he's the masterful box fighter.
Benavidez is a good fight for him at super middleweight, I think. If he stays at super middleweight, I think that's kind of the only real fight that would get people excited, I think, at super middleweight.
OK. Our superstar, super middleweight, has to have the last word tonight. And by the way, we've so enjoyed your company.
Thank you.
Could you have beaten him?
Yeah, I think I could have beaten him. Obviously, he's a great fighter. So I'd be an undisputed champion. Of course, you could say you could have beaten him. But yeah, I think my style would have caused him a lot of trouble. Yeah, I think it would have been a very tough fight, of course. But, like, listen, every champion wants to fight the best. So it would have been a tremendous fight. Unfortunately, ain't going to happen.
Nonetheless, at this time...
It would have been great.
It's been, it was a privilege watching you at your best. It's a privilege watching this guy.
Yeah, of course. You know, and like I said, he's only 31, so he's still got a few years left. I'd like to see him to go by light heavyweight. I think actually he has a good chance against Briedis. Although he's a big puncher, I think he's more one-dimensional Eastern European. So I think Canelo struggles with movers, speed, fast dance combinations that we've seen in the past. But I think with this, he's got a great chin. I think, you know, maybe he'll step up light heavyweight in the fight. Is there what's it?
Beterbiev?
That's Beterbiev. I think that'll be a decent fight. So maybe cruiserweight and heavyweight's a bit too far, like you said.
I think so. I think it's cruiserweight and heavyweight.
5'7.5".
Cruiserweight,
heavyweight.
Too big, yeah.
Certainly, and a very enticing prospect. Carl, great work by you. Long shift for you. Thank you very much indeed for doing two jobs on one night. With it. Jaunt down the motorway in the middle of it. David, as always, a joy to work with you. Thank you very much indeed. Mark, we've enjoyed your input all week long. Thank you very much for your insight.
Thank you.
And of course, as ever, it's a real privilege to share the stage with the one and only, the great Joe Calzaghe.
Thank you.
Just a couple of reminders before we leave you tonight. The Prospects are back in action on Friday night next. Fight Night Live, and we're all looking forward very much to the first Saturday in December and the rematch between Lyndon Arthur and Anthony Yarde. Simply huge stakes both ways in that. And BT Sport box office on the 18th of December, Jake Paul against Tommy Fury.